Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Quirky Dorks Podcast. It is Sunday, April 11th, 2021, and I hope everyone had a good Easter weekend. We did not post a podcast that day, but we're back, and I'm here again with Fiel Wilson.
Yes, sir.
You're back in, though, after your injury. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
injury's actually pretty good. Like I said, I took the week off. The last time we saw each other, I took that week off. I also took last week off. I went to Monday. I went to practice Monday just so I could stay eligible, and then I took the rest of the week off. Iced it, put some icy hot on it and everything. Just trained it and worked it out and everything. Been feeling good, but then at the same time, I mean, a lot of times, like the elbow will feel good, but then you won't really know until you actually get into that motion. So I'm gonna get back into polo practice tomorrow, Monday, and get back to the motion and see how everything feels. Hopefully, everything is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's good, though. Are you still... You're in lifeguard training, though, now, right?
yeah. Like I said, yesterday I was in lifeguard training from 9 to 3, and that was all land training, so learning CPR and all that different type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then today I had another lifeguard training, and that was from 11 to 3, and that was basically water rescues and stuff like that.
Yeah. I have not been doing any swimming. I need to though. I haven't been in the pool in a while, but still been trying to do cardio in the morning. I've been going bike riding and doing a lot more lower body training and like
hmm
biking and legs and running in the morning. Sore, but it's not. It's nowhere near like what you get from swimming every day. That full body workout. What's your idea of cancel culture? Like your
Okay.
definition?
Cancel culture is, well, in my definition, is basically when someone does something stupid, or for example, do you remember that video? It was a while ago, and it was a song about retarded.
A song? Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, anyway, there was a song about I guess you say mentally challenged, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, back then it was, they would phrase it as retarded people, but today that's basically been canceled because now it's viewed as disrespectful. Is Am I on the board or no?
It's kind of like that, but I don't think that's cancel culture is like denying or do something that is wrong and people call them out for it. But in return, the person loses their job or they face consequences for their actions. But it's
Right.
a slippery slope because sometimes the things that people get canceled for isn't uh not that it's not big of a deal, but the reaction and the consequence that the person receives from what they did is much greater than what they actually did. Hmm. What another example be? Actually, let me rephrase. Cancel culture is based. It's like social. It's like ostracizing people. So
hmm
you no longer can associate people for something that they did.
Okay.
So like, what's the writer? J.K. Rowling was also thrown into that when didn't she make like homophobic? She said something homophobic, and then people were like, "Yeah, no, J.K. Rowling's canceled, and you can't like associate with it anymore."
I'm not actually totally sure on that one. I actually haven't heard on that one.
I don't know. I don't know too much details about that one, but it's like, really.
Yeah.
But I think with it, cancel culture has kind of branched off into things like what you said of like dictating what people can and can't say. I'm watching his stuff and supporting him. Another person could say, "Why are you following this? You're canceled too. You can't associate with what he's doing because he said something like that." So do you
Mm,
believe the same? It's stuff like that.
that's more of a, in my opinion, just my opinion. That's kind of a stupid thing to kind of say that you can't, because if I'm right, it's kind of like R. Kelly.
Eh, I know what you mean, but I think especially R. Kelly is way different because you have video evidence of that man.
Yeah, but it's like I think it's wrong to say that you can't support someone like because like I said, I believe I said this a while ago. Like I kind of view a lot of celebrities as like two different people. You know,
Yeah.
like taking R. Kelly. Like this is just gonna be me, and I feel like I might get a bit backlash on this, but I'm a huge fan of R. Kelly, the singer. Now, what he's done, okay, what he's done, I don't support that at all. But I love his music. Okay, so I'm not gonna. So yeah, I do hate that he did those things, and I don't support that any which way, But I support his music because he is a great singer. Same thing with Kanye West. I mean, I don't support his political views, but he makes good music, you know. And so I'm not gonna. I feel like it's wrong to just say, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and really mess with this person because they did something, outside. I don't support it, but I support their music. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of a hard like pill to swallow too, because like with those, it, you have like direct. It's an action, fam. Like they
Yeah.
noticeably committed a crime, and especially if R. Kelly, with some of his songs, if you listen to it and knowing what he did, it kind of relates, and it's hard to listen to some of his music. Like, the only song R. Kelly song I can still listen to is "I Believe I Could Fly." Like, and
Really?
yeah, but if you listen to like Temptation, like, and you it's hard. You How can you not picture what happened and listen to like Temptation?
Yeah. Some of his songs that makes sense. Some of his songs,
Like,
yeah, that
go
makes
back,
sense.
read the lyrics of Temptation, fam.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, but still, I mean, what is that song with him and Usher?
Oh,
That song with him and Usher. I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't support him, but that is still my favorite song.
uh,
Same girl, same girl,
man.
same girl. I don't know. Like I said, I don't support him, but that is still one of my favorite songs.
It's also like, here's another one. Like, remember, like people, like it happened with Michael Jackson too, with
Yeah,
like Never Ever Land,
yeah,
Neverland, yeah, with that mansion, and it's like that's the
yeah,
other negative side of cancel culture. People can say this one person did something, and then their whole career is ruined.
yeah. I mean, honestly, but what's crazy is that a lot of times, celebrities will like say, will celebrities will be accused. This
Mm-hmm.
happens far too often. Bill Cosby. We already know R. Kelly did it, but D Rose, right? It happens to a lot of different celebrities, and so it's like regardless of whether it's the truth or not, it's like they're immediately their career is over, regardless of whether it's the truth or not. Just because honestly, it's like it becomes just so often, just so um relevant. Like you just see it every other day, that another celebrity is supposedly accused of committing these crimes with no evidence against them, and so now the reason I didn't really want to say it is just because it's not to say that some of these people didn't commit those crimes. Like R. Kelly, we already know he committed those crimes, but you
Mm-hmm.
have some people who we know for a fact they didn't commit those crimes, but I mean it just becomes so easy to accuse them. You know what I'm saying?
I think too, like what nowadays we have direct access to celebrities of viewpoints and ideas, and they have like a direct communication to their audience. So a
Right.
celebrity, you could follow a celebrity and know all of their information that they choose to share. So you
Hmm.
also have that to where, okay, all of their ideas are out there, but this platform also provides where celebrities who have done wrong things can be held accountable. Like
Okay.
otherwise, you wouldn't know about these things. Could you imagine if like this kind of publicity existed throughout the '60s and '70s? Do you know how many
Right.
bands and R&B artists would be in jail for things that they've done?
Yeah. Yeah, like honestly, the Temptations, David Ruffin, Ike Turner.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
David Ruffin, like all the information, like just imagine if they had social media back then. You know,
Whew. There's some stuff I don't want
Ike
to know.
Turner, oh, whoo.
Like I wouldn't want to know about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially like the rock bands. Like the classic rock
Oh,
bands that you have. Like the stuff behind
yeah. That just
stage and with fans.
yeah.
You would find some dirty laundry.
Man, and what's crazy is another scenario was do you watch well, have you heard of American Ninja Warrior?
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Okay, do
Come
you
on,
watch it?
Fiel.
Okay, do you watch it?
I've seen like highlights, but I've never sat down and watched it.
Okay, well, me, I love American Ninja Warrior. Now, just I believe 20, maybe 18, 19. I believe maybe even 19.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was 19. So the winner of American Ninja Warrior 2019, his name was Drew Dressel.
Right.
After the show ended, a few months later, comes out that he apparently had sex with a minor off stage, behind the stage.
Ooh.
Yes, so yeah, and so it was just like a big thing, and like I was like, and like I followed his whole career, and I remember I followed him on Instagram, and I remember I heard about it, and so I looked up his Instagram. His whole Instagram was wiped. He didn't even have an Instagram page no more. I'm like, wow. I'm like, is this true? Like, it's because a lot of times I was like, you don't want it to be true. You don't want to believe it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. It's like I come to terms with it now, you know. But like, man, it really sucks to hear that like one of my favorite athletes, you know, actually would do something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Especially if if like not idolizing, but you look up to people who've
Yeah,
like done things that you're
yeah,
interested in. Especially if it's
yeah.
like
Bill
whether it's
Cosby.
acting or yeah, like it's hard because Bill Cosby did great things for like other actors and actresses and provided a platform for people to show their work.
Yeah.
It's
Then comes out that yeah,
it becomes like a hard philosophical conversation of whether can you still enjoy the person's work and remove that from it, or will you
true.
always like see what they did in their work too? It's like I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
It definitely
Hmm.
depends on the person though.
Yeah,
Like,
I think how big of a person like I guess you say they were. I mean, in my opinion, like Bill Cosby, he was an inspiration honestly to me to a lot of just black um people who were trying to get into the business, right? A lot of people would say that he was
mm-hmm.
a huge inspiration to help get their career started. You know, now that they found out that he did something like this, it's like, is he still really an inspiration to me? You know, like would it be like this is kind of like when we're like cancel culture, like would it be wrong for me to say um he like a rapist? You know, would it be wrong for me to say that he inspires me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it it gets into some dirty laundry of whether you can say you can like the person or not.
yeah,
The messed up part is a lot of the people who I think who are involved and will call other people out like, hey, you can't follow Bill Cosby because of that, or not Bill
hmm,
Cosby isn't a great example because we know that he did, but maybe like Michael Jackson, people who will call out people like saying he was pedophile. Those same people
yeah.
will go home and put on Thriller.
I mean, that's kind of a hard thing to say. It's kind of hard to say like, oh, I don't support Michael Jackson. You'd be like, but
He made
Thriller.
Thriller.
You'd be like, look, man. Okay, look, I don't support him, but I mean, it's kind of hard to forget about
I
his
mean,
song, his music. You know.
every album was a hit. Everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
There's not a single. There's a hit in every one of his albums.
Speaking of that, what was one of your favorite Michael Jackson songs?
Oh, dude, you can't do that to me. You can't ask me what my favorite Michael Jackson song
I can go first, man.
is.
Now I don't know if you heard of the song "Chicago" by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, met her on the way to Chicago when she was all alone. Yeah, that's my song right there.
Oh, I'd probably have to say either Billie Jean or Smooth Criminal.
Jean, not my lover. She's just a girl who baby I am.
What?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Billie Jean. I'm gonna say Billie. I love Billie Jean. Smooth
Smooth
Criminal.
Criminal.
Okay, honestly, with Smooth Criminal, I think I like him performing Smooth Criminal more than I like the actual song. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that lean.
Because yes, just to see him like he dominant. I love it when he performs that song. You know, but yeah, I think I love just seeing him perform that song more so.
I'm trying to, because my mom would play Michael Jackson all the time when I was younger. So like the ones that she played the most ended up being like my favorite ones. I think Beat It is
Mm-hmm.
up there too.
Or what about Dirty Diana?
I don't know. Oh, they just that reminded me. Um, oh, what's the name of that Michael Jackson song?
How did it go?
Oh, they don't really care about us.
Yeah. Wow, that's yeah. It was what's crazy. Is I was actually talking to my mom a while back, and I turned on Michael Jackson. They don't care about us, and my mom looked at me. I'm like, what's up? And then she's like, I never actually listened to this song until 2020.
What?
You know, like you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you said you never haven't?
No, like like of course I've heard the song, but like a
Oh, I
lot
thought
of
that's what your
times, like
mom said. Okay, I was confused by
no,
that.
this is what my mom said.
Oh.
So, and I get what she was saying because honestly, I was the same way. But what I mean by that is like, of course I've heard the song, but you never actually like hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like listen to
Does that
like
make
what it
sense? Like you
means.
never listen to it. You just say, "Man, this is catchy. This is a cool song," but you never actually listen to it. And then 2020 comes around with everything that's going on in the world. You're like, "Wow!" Like then you listen to it, you realize what's going on. And it's like, and my mom, I remember she was just like, Michael Jackson predicted the future, because that's exactly what's going on right now. And I was like, it's true. It's so true.
Yeah. Not predicted the future, it's still going on.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, man, you can't cancel Michael Jackson. I got
It
the original Thriller vinyl hanging up.
either way, Michael Jackson will still be my favorite. But I think it's hard to say this, but I think one of the best, probably not, probably the best pop artist of all time.
Oh, you said Michael Jackson is?
Yeah, I think he's,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion, I think he's the best pop artist of all time.
Cuz when he died, it was like a worldwide thing.
Yeah, I
Like
think
people all over the world, Paris, dude, like
his music inspired just everyone all around the world, not just America, but just everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely has that impact where people could still listen to his music.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a hard one. Still like Michael Jackson though. Now you see people. I'm seeing people on TikTok steal his moves. Like
Yeah.
do like some of the stuff he did, and like they call it like new dance. Like no man,
No, no,
I've
no.
seen this before.
I mean, well, like I said, I'm pretty sure you all know by now. I'm a huge show like TV guy, so like I literally watch a little bit of everything. So
Chicago
like,
Fire on CBS.
that's actually on NBC. But
NBC.
okay,
See the fact that you know the shows, the networks.
okay. Now I'm gonna tell you the reason. When I was younger, I wanted to be a firefighter like really, really bad.
Oh
And
wow.
so, yes, I was like a huge firefighter beast. Like I wanted to know everything. I would like go and like I remember from I think one of my birthdays actually. my parents created like this little like fire simulation. They bought me this fire outfit for my birthday, and I would go in the house talking about some fire department call out. Like I was, that's how big of a firefighter I wanted to be when I was younger. I would visit the fire departments, and when Chicago Fire came out, my mom she had took me to the fire station. I met the cast, and then I met some of the actual firefighters there. That's like I was such a firefighter beef when I was younger. So that's the reason I love Chicago Fire.
That's really cool,
But
man.
right, but and then of course there's the Chicago Fire, and then there's also two other shows that goes along with it, Chicago PD and Chicago Med.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched those two also. But that's like, but yeah, if I was to tell you like all the shows I watch, there wouldn't be enough time.
Well, let's say this. Would you say you're big into reality TV, like TLC and
Reality.
yeah, like reality
Not
TV?
no. It depends.
No
It
Honey
just
Boo Boo.
depends. No, ain't none of that. It depends. I watch a little bit of reality TV, so of what reality? Like I watch a lot of game shows, so I may
Mm.
watch like game shows. That's like sort of reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like game shows, I watch Hell's Kitchen or on Netflix the show called The Circle. I watch that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Wait,
yeah,
Hell's
I love
Kitchen
that
with
show.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yes,
So
I
good.
love that. Yeah,
So
I love
good.
that. What are you doing, you donut? I'm sorry, chef.
Dude, I watched that whole show. You can find it on Tubi. The whole series. I started watching it from season one. Classic.
Yeah, oh man, it's
Classic.
funny. So yeah, I love watching that. Um, do you know? Have you ever heard of a show called The Circle on Netflix?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Well, yeah, I watched that too. I've watched Married at First Sight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was actually decent. It was stupid, but it was decent.
What's it about?
So it's about these a whole bunch of different couples. These it's about people who are looking for a relationship, looking for love or whatever, and so they sign up for this social experiment. And the social experiment consists of think about like a whole bunch of different specialties and people who are experts in their field. So like a sex expert, you have religion expert, and so basically the whole
So a
idea of it,
priest?
no, not a priest, but basically a religion expert. Basically, the scenario is they're all um they're all looking. Okay, I'm sorry. The scenario is this: they think that they can match two people who have never met before, and they can find a perfect, and they can become a perfect couple. That's what they believe.
Mm.
Okay, right? And so of course they're trying to match you with someone who they actually think you would be good. You know what I'm saying? With so so that's basically it. And so, but the weird part about it is that you're actually getting married the first. So the first time that you see him is when you walk down the aisle. That's the first time you ever get to see your partner, basically,
Mm. So
which
it's,
is
so it's
weird.
kind of like The Bachelor.
Yeah,
They gotta
and you
walk
have
up and
to.
meet the person.
Yeah, so you have to. So basically, you stay married for about a few months.
Oh
Okay, so you
no.
stay married. Yeah, so you have to stay married for about a few months, and like it's like the whole shebang. Like everything that goes on through marriage is actually what happens. Like you have to move in together, like, and at the end of it you get to decide, do you want to stay married or do you want to get a divorce, you know
Mm-hmm.
but the whole scenario is to see, can these experts match someone with like their person, you know what I'm saying, the person that they're gonna fall in love with, the person that they're gonna like have kids with. And I've like actually watched like a whole bunch of the seasons. I remember I watched the first season, and then the first season, one couple actually turned out incredible. They actually have like two children now. They
Dang.
have Yeah, they got two kids now. They moved into a house, I believe, like out in the suburb. I forgot where it was, but like out in the suburbs. Like they just actually just turned out just incredible.
You know what's great about that reality show is that some
What?
of it may be fake, but you know that when that it's like it's real.
Yeah,
It's not like those shows where like, okay, come on, this is fake. Like they staged that.
yeah,
But that's cool, man. I don't
yeah.
know.
So I mean, um,
Do you watch any like the garbage? Like, not that it's the shows are bad, but like, they're like not good shows. I don't know how to explain. They're so bad it's good. Like for Paternity Court, or like
no,
Judge.
I watch. What is that show? Um, that You Are the Father. I watch. I see little snippets of that every once in a while. So I'll like turn that on if I ain't got nothing else to watch.
Dude,
That's so stupid.
I used to be a huge like my sister got used to watch TLC.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's what got me into it, but like we'd watch like Hoarders or what's the other one? My 600 Pound Life. Which those shows, it's messed up because they're entertaining, but the whole time, like the show is like, look how gross these people are, and then at the end
Yeah,
they'll show like the person like, well, my mom died when I was 4, and it's like, oh well, now I feel bad. I just spent
yeah.
20 minutes of the episode laughing at the person, and now it shows why they're this way.
I don't know. It's like a lot of times, like I may watch like My 600 Pound Life, and it's like I don't know. Sometimes it's just fun to see the journey that they go on.
Oh yeah.
Like some like I know me before I had to start losing weight. Like it was just like wow. Like you never really realize how, regardless of how they gain the weight, but just how much they are willing to lose the weight and how how much they've grown. Just not just eating healthy and exercising, but just the whole mental part of it. Just how much they've grown.
Yeah.
It's kind of yeah. I feel like it's more inspirational than anything. So that's kind of good to watch.
Yeah. I see why people would see that and watch and like, yeah, this person did it. I can.
Yeah.
They do have their purpose. They do have their audience. Hoarders too, I
Yeah.
guess, does the same thing, where they'll show people like who mentally aren't who are struggling, and they'll like keep stuff because they didn't have anything when they were younger, or like they had a loss in the family and they hoard a certain item because of that person, and then seeing the person come to terms and like get rid of the stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes they don't end up helping the people, but when it does, it's always good to see.
Yeah. Those are those things. When I watch I actually haven't watched like Hoarders like that, but
There's some
when I watch
gross ones. Have you
Hoarders,
seen like the highlights?
yeah, I've seen highlights, and then
Dude,
that's
have you
why I've
seen
just
the
been
cat
watching.
one?
No, I've not seen that.
There, this one's this one actually made me stop watching the show. It's the grossest. It's so bad. This woman she hoarded cats, so her
Yeah, what
whole
the?
yeah, it gets, and this is the tip of the iceberg. Her whole apartment and house, like her house, was filled with cats. She would take
Mm,
them off the street and keep them, and there was like, it was the grossest apartment you'll ever see. I think it's like season 6 episode. It's in season 6. If you all look up like Hoarder's cat lady, you'll find it. I'll put a link in the description to this if you want to torture
I'm gonna have to
yourself
look
and
it up
watch
now.
it. But there's like cat poop everywhere. It's There's food everywhere, and then it got to the point where the woman, even if the cat would die, she wouldn't get rid of it, and she would hoard like the cat's body in the freezer. So she had like
I
20.
just looked at it. Nope. Mm-mm.
I told you it was bad. And then the people were
Never
going,
done that.
like the people who had to clean it up, they're like, oh God, Jesus. They went in the closet and they found a mummified cat that the lady didn't know about. It's bad. Like that's the worst one I've ever seen. I'm like, dude, I can't watch this anymore. This is how much I'm being desensitized. Like after I saw that
Okay.
episode, I watched another episode of Hoarders. I could go back and look at the other ones and be like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. 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 By the way, what is your what's your favorite like type of TV to watch? Do you do you watch a lot of documentaries or like no?
I mean, I go all over the place. Like there was a
Yeah.
while where I was like very interested. Like my sister, um, she would watch like those history like documentaries on the History Channel. I'm like, oh, and sometimes I'll do it and watch like documentaries about like history or like artifacts that they just found. Recently, I just saw a documentary on like the NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt.
Uh huh.
Amazing driver, like how he rose to fame and what got him famous for driving and everything, and his legacy before he died in the crash, I think in 2001. But it's a
Yeah.
very good documentary on YouTube. I'll put another link in the channel. The guy who did it did a very good job with it. Entertaining. You felt like the adrenaline with like the races. It's good to relive that. But that's the documentary I watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that actually.
But there's not really specific media I watch. I go through like moments of me watching one genre and switching it up. Like for a while, I got really into like bad reality TV. So I was watching Hell's Kitchen, To Catch a Predator. Uh, which have you
I used
seen
to
To Catch
watch.
a Predator?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never actually even seen it.
It is so good, so good.
What is it?
It's hosted by not yours truly. It's hosted by famous reporter Chris Hansen, and
Okay.
they have a decoy like 13-year-old like lure these pedophiles to a house and they arrest them on the spot when they show up.
Okay.
They're like know what happens. They pose like as 13-year-olds online and they like message them and they see if the pedophiles like interact and then
Hmm.
they'll invite like the pedophile over to the house and if the pedophile comes they arrest them. So they're trying to get pedophiles off the streets and online.
Hmm.
But what happens is when they lure the pedophile like to the house, the 13-year-old, or she's not really a 13-year-old, they have like a decoy. They have her in the house like show and wave to the guy and like she'll run and like get in like a hidden area. And then the reporter Chris Hansen comes out and he like talks to the pedophile and asks them questions about what they were messaging online.
What the hell?
So he like they so a guy will come in and be like, I just give me 1 second, I'll be right back. That's like the decoy. And then the pedophile, will sit down, and then Chris Hansen steps out. It's like, "Hi, how are you?" It's like, "What are you doing here?" I just wanted to see the girl. The girl. Well, sir, do you know how old that girl was? He's like, I don't know. It's like, well, I have the messages right here. Do you want to
Oh.
try? Do you want to try that again? And it's like, dude, it's like it levels every time. So the person thinks that, oh, I get to go over to this 13-year-old's house. Then they realize, oh crap, it's a setup. Then you have a reporter come out and question them, expose them on the spot. And then, well, I have to admit, we're doing a broadcasting of To Catch a Predator, and we're doing an online investigation on pedophiles. And then, like, the camera crew comes out and, like, shows them. And it's like, if there's anything else you'd like to
Oh my
say,
god, that is okay. That's just
if there's anything else you'd like to say, and then the
Stop.
guy's like, no. He runs out. They like let it. Well, you're free to leave. And the guy
Think
thinks,
like some. I'm trying to think of something that you may know. Have you ever heard of Love Is Blind on Netflix?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but and what's it about? I've seen it though, like on
The
them promoting it.
audio just like shut off for like a second. I don't know what happened.
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, my bad. Where are we at? We're at 17. Okay. What are you saying?
Okay. Have you ever heard of Love Is Blind, the reality show?
Yeah. I saw it
Yeah.
on like the page on Netflix, but I haven't seen it.
So it's really weird. Once again, um, two couples. So actually, it's actually the two hosts um of the show. I actually forgot their name. They're a couple, but I forgot their name. I wonder if I can. I forgot their name. Anyway, two couples. Anyway, two couples of the show, and who host the show. And basically, what's going on is they're trying to see if people can kind of like, I guess you say, fall in love without seeing like who that person actually is, but just through conversation. So
Mm.
like, you ever heard of like people say like looks doesn't mean nothing. It only depends on like how like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, they put that to the test, and they're like, okay, well, we want to see. Well, you're basically you can't see each other. You can only talk to each other, and now you have to figure out if you can fall in love with this person just by talking to this person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's basically the whole basis of the show. And then after, of course, they've talked to each other. They and like I think they talked to like a few different people, and then they decide which one of them, they actually felt like a true connection with, and they would actually like get consider marrying them, or whatever. They actually felt like a true connection with, and so then after they say, okay, yeah, I will marry you. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to, they actually decide to get married. Um, this is another one of the weird shows
What?
like Married at First Sight. They decide to get married without ever seeing each other.
I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah,
Is there like a
they decide
prize?
to
Is there like prize money at the end of this? Is there
love, love.
a?
So they decide to get married without ever seeing them, and then just out of nowhere. And so then, like once they decide to get married, then they can see each other. But the good part about it is they're not like actually married. They're only engaged. Okay, so they have
Mm.
to spend like a few months together, of course,
But they never
as a
see each
couple.
other.
Nah, they don't see each other until they decide to say, "Do you want to get married?" You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Then
man.
once that, so basically, God says, "Do you will you marry me?" But she doesn't know. But she only knows like who he is, like because of what he says. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But she doesn't. But she doesn't know what he looks like. She says yes, okay. Then they can meet each other. Then they can see each other for the first time. So now they're engaged. So now they have to spend like a few months together. Of course, they have to meet each other's family. Um, they move in together, the whole shebang, and then after a few months, then they add in the actual wedding. And at the actual wedding, it's so embarrassing. But then that's when that person decides if they want to stay together or not. And I remember I watched the first season,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy was like, "No, I don't want to get." And this guy was like at the altar saying all these nice things about her, and then the pastor was like, "Do you take, what I'm saying, blah blah blah, to be your wife?" And he said no, and the whole family was there, and you could just see like they had like
Ooh.
gained
Did
this
they see each
connection
other?
with
Is the
him.
wedding when they see each other?
Yes, no, no,
Ooh,
they've
dude.
already seen each other before. They've seen each other before, but like they just met their family, that like each other's family, you
Oh,
know.
so how long it takes over the course of like a month, like a few months?
Yeah, it takes over, of course, about a few months. You
So
know
when
what
did
I'm
they
saying?
finally see each other for the first time?
Oh man, it's hard to explain. So they saw each other as soon as they proposed.
Oh, so like, wait, so
Yeah,
how
so
long does
right
like the
after the
episode? Does it take over like 6 months? Like the first month they just talk but never see each other.
yeah, basically like a few weeks. So it just depends on how long it takes. So like, but the but it basically decides to say, hey, I've met this person, I've talked to him or I've talked to her, and I just felt a really strong connection with them. I would consider getting married with this person. Okay, so then that person has to go through the whole basically basis of asking that person, will they marry you? If that person says yes, then they can see each other for the first time.
Ooh.
And they see each other for the first time. They spend a few months together. They have to meet each other's family.
Y-
They get a house together, right? Like it's so basically the whole basically stages of an actual what I'm saying relationship, an actual marriage, a normal marriage, I guess you would say. And so then at the wedding, then that's when they actually decide if they want to actually get married or not. Because that whole time they're actually just engaged; they're not married yet. So at the actual wedding, that's when they decide they actually want to get married or not. And so what I was saying is like I remember doing one of the first episodes. You right? I'm not one the first season. I mean, this guy and this girl right had like just became really really cool with each other.
yeah.
Right? They're real cool, and they met each other's family. And so the family are like, oh man, this is a really nice guy. I would love him to he would be a good person for my daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he decides to say, yeah, no, I don't want to get married. And you can just see the whole family just in the audience just looking at this guy like, what?
You know that like
I was
that
like,
Hell's Kitchen like noise when something dramatic happens, like yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
and then it pans to like the family.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I could picture like, what if they hook people up and like the guy was like 4'9", and the girl was like, I usually date people that are like 6 foot, and they talk for like
I
they
don't
talk
know.
for
Like,
2 months, and then they finally meet. It's like, oh no.
would would you do that? Would you like?
Oh no.
I'm like, what is your like? Like, do you? Okay. I guess my question is, do you like? Would you date a girl that's like way taller than you?
I really don't care, if I'm being honest.
No.
No, I wouldn't care. First, that market usually isn't open to me because a lot of girls who are taller than me uh, don't like that. Fiel, you're asking if I'd want another market. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I really don't care. Like,
I don't know.
obviously,
I
though, I
was
wouldn't let, like, someone towering, but if someone's a little taller, I wouldn't care.
well, me. I'm short. I'm only 5'8". Um, I
Oh,
don't know if I would
no.
actually.
You need to be 6 foot, Fiel.
Oh, I hate that too. I hate. Oh. Oh wow, that really like no. I'd rather 6 feet basketball player or football player. Doesn't mind. Like really, I'm a water polo player. It's like yeah, no. What is that? No, I'm good. What? I'm a swimmer. Do you play? What do you play? Basketball or football? No. Sorry, no.
I haven't gotten that one with swimming though. With the height, yeah. I don't know who you tried to talk to that denied you from swimming. Usually, people like other people who are active. Usually, most people don't care
Yeah,
if you're
no.
active.
It's actually a true story. Actually, a very true story.
It sounded like
Uh,
it. A
yeah,
little
I was
bitter.
younger. I'm just a little short snippet of the basis of it. Yeah, I was younger. Um, of course, I was a swimmer.
Hmm.
Met this girl, and all her past relationships, she was into basketball and football players, and so told her, and she basically talked to me, and we got to talking, and she was like, so do you play basketball? I said no. She's like, so you play football? I'm a big guy, so she's expecting
Hmm.
he plays football or basketball. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't play football. I play water polo and I swim. He's like, what's that? She's like, what's that? I'm like, what you mean? What's that? What's water polo? I've never heard of that. I'm like, I don't. I'm like, I really don't got the time to really get into the whole thing of it. But it's a sport in the water. Like it's basically soccer and basketball mixed together, but it's in the water. And she's like, oh, okay. Continue talking, and after that, she actually just left me. She actually ghosted me.
Wait, were
Never
you
heard from her
okay?
again.
I need more context to the story, fam. First, I
Oh
would have
wow.
said water basketball. You play basketball? Yep, I play basketball. Yep. Oh, cool. Can I go to one of your events? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And she
okay,
just
I'll be
shows up.
down.
Why are we at a pool? Don't worry, it's basketball, dude.
And why is there
See you.
a goal instead of a
See you passing the ball in the water. What is this?
like what is this man doing? Oh, that was funny. I should have done that.
See, me. Well, how old were you?
8th grade, so
That's middle school. That's to be expected. People don't get
yeah.
middle
You don't get
schoolers
no.
aren't. They haven't developed. They don't understand things yet.
I remember. I think my first actual was freshman year, and that was my first actual time I had like a crush on someone, and I actually went through the whole thing of asking them out and stuff.
Oh, you got to be 6 feet tall to listen to the Quirky Dorks podcast.
Yep.
And if you're not, then sorry.
Sorry.
You gotta find another ride. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening to the Quirky Dorks podcast. We'll be posting again every weekly on Mondays. VL, if there's anything else.
No. Thanks for listening.
Yep, that's it. See you all.